Labels are spending $1 million.
Yeah.
You can't even compare yourself in your song to what this person's song is doing when this song got $1 million spent on it. Because yes, to a certain extent, you can't pay people to fuck with your song, but after a certain budget, you can.
Yeah.
Like if I put out a song tomorrow and I just wanted to like fuck around and be like, yeah, I'm about to just spend $1 million, I'll make you think it's a smash. Not only does 20 million streams in the first week on Spotify, and you can see that, but because I spent so much money over here on TikTok, you look at it and you're like, well, it makes sense because it's going dumb on TikTok. I think that's why I did 20 million streams. Like, you know what I'm saying? People think something is a smash. Social proof is a real thing.
So you think if you put $1 million behind a song, no matter what, it's just going to...
I think you could convince people that it was doing well, and then, you know, people would be more, like exactly what Russ is saying, more interested in listening to it and taking it serious with the real...
Right, but like, would that be a gamble still, like a big risk to put $1 million behind a song and then hope that you are going to make $2 million
by no means, because labels do this and fail. So the labels already do that, you know what I mean, and try to pump artists and albums that, you know...
Actually, they don't do it as much anymore because they know that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I would actually argue like that doing what he's talking about is not an actual great strategy.
He's saying, because he even says it doesn't work until a certain threshold. So I do agree with him. I think it works at a certain threshold. Your song could be a mid-tier song, but you can convince people that it's good. It happens all the time. They're talking about social proof is kind of what he's talking about. So,
yeah, social proof though, like, is that really a thing anymore?
I think it's
my
big.
question.
You know, we can agree to disagree, but I still think social proof is huge, especially nowadays.
Here's my perspective, right? I think certain age groups value social proof a lot more than others. Like Gen Zers just don't care as much about social proof. I think they can see through it, whether it's authentic or not, or whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
My question for you and for everyone is, how many artists have done the same exact thing, pumped up all their social media, et cetera, and then they drop a record or an album and it flops on sales?
You know what the funny thing? I think most artists, are pumped right now. And I'm talking the successful ones.
And most are flopping on their records.
Spending millions of dollars is not an easy thing, especially
right.
For
But the recoupment,
Yeah.
the recoupment to me is not on the song. It's on the branding and on the awareness and on getting other things going for them. Because like, oh, now a brand wants to work with them or, you know, and pay them.
Yeah, that's true. So like you have to look at the long term.
Yeah, I don't look at it as like, oh, I'm gonna put $1 million behind the song and it's gonna become a big success because of social proof.
Labels have tried to pump garbage for years, you know what I mean? And it hasn't worked. So like I said, I think if you hit a certain threshold and you spend enough money, you can convince people it's hot.